Obstacles by Maggie Hubble.
Finishing something. It's about accomplishing an obstacle and feeling great about it afterwards. Finishing something is totally different than finishing an obstacle and feeling great about it. People do things that they believe in and want to succeed at them, which people should. But if you do not feel great about finishing what you started, did you even succeed? Success means to me finishing what you started and feeling great about it yourself. I also believe success does not come. People have to try hard to succeed. And if you tried hard enough, it makes you feel great because you tried your hardest to accomplish a goal or an obstacle that means a lot to you. Growing up, I always saw family members succeeding in something they tried their hardest at. When I was 8 years old, I decided to do something that I wanted to get involved in to succeed. I decided to do taekwondo because it was a fun sport, so I decided to do it. The first day was tough because being a new kid and I remember 20 different kids is not fun. The room had tinted lights. Kids were wearing uniforms and snapping every time they punched, kicked, etc. The first time I saw the instructor, he was very intimidating. He was very built, a man who people would not mess with. He came up to me with a bright white uniform in his hands and asked if I wanted to try it on and do the lessons with the rest of the kids. I went into the dressing room where there were trophies. Some were as tall as skyscrapers with many different colors on them. The instructor said they mean different things. The sizes stood for things that were like places or what you did in your tournament. My eyes lit up after he said that. I wanted one really bad. He said I would have to start out as a white belt and work my way up in competitions and getting different belts. I started going every day of the week because I knew I wanted to compete and become a black belt. My second day starting, he said he saw more than just potential in me. So he decided we should get to work. I started doing stances that would later help in forms. My legs began to burn with excruciating pain that came from all over my body. I began to sweat so much enough that I thought I was going to form the Pacific Ocean. My clothes were filled with sweat and they started to weigh me down. After competing and doing some of the stances with other kids, he said we could stop a little bit. But I was determined to become a black belt and compete with the other competitors in the competition. He began to teach me new things, and I began to get the hang of it. The next day, he gave me my white belt and said I was part of a different type of family now. And I knew there were obstacles ahead, and I knew I would succeed in taekwondo. 6 months later, I began to compete. And I had a million thoughts going through my head. I thought I would fall and hit my face and get a bruise the color of a ripe eggplant. But I still was determined to do my best at taekwondo. First, I had to register myself into the tournament. I was scared because of all the people around me registering too. I was thinking, oh my gosh, this person is tall as a house. He looks like he could pick up a house in a full forest. Next, I was ready to compete. I went to a group with boys my age, but then I thought that boys weren't supposed to be fighting with girls. But I still was determined to do my best. I went into the match determined, and they were scared because how tall I was compared to them, and they were shocked that I was just only 8. One said I was so tall that I looked like I was 13. But then when the competition started, I went in and beat the boys, and I know that I succeeded with all my might. Accomplishing obstacles has made me realize that there's a lot of them in the world. And when you succeed with all your heart, you realize that with life there's obstacles and you have to make the most of them by overcoming them. Feeling great about it is what counts when you're accomplishing obstacles by succeeding. Life has obstacles in them and people just need to take advantage of them.